What is up, gamers? Coach Turkey here, and today I wanted to make a quick video to show you what I believe is the most effective way to play Lesion. I'm just going to quickly go over a few of the things that you need to know about Lesion. I'm sure you all are already familiar with Lesion, but it's still important that we just cover our bases here. Lesion is a 2-speed, 2-armor defender with a very good SMG that has a high rate of fire and a very tight recoil spread. Lesion also brings impact grenades to the table, which is always good for making rotates for yourself and for the team. And most importantly, Lesion's gadget is extremely powerful. Lesion's goo mines are nearly invisible to attackers. When an attacker steps on a goo mine, not only is there a loud sound and this little kind of green cloud that pops up, but it does 10 damage and makes it so the attackers cannot sprint until they remove the goo mine. And in order to remove the goo mine, they need to stop everything they're doing and hold down a button for about, I think it's 2.5 or 3 seconds, which of course makes them vulnerable. As the round progresses, Lesion gets more and more goo mines. Off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I don't recall. I believe it's 7 total. So Lesion is capable of influencing the round in a lot of ways. Now, when you're playing Lesion, it's better if you have a strong understanding of the kind of the theory behind defending in Siege. So I'm just going to kind of touch on the important points, and later on I am going to make a video about defensive theory. But as a defender, your job is to keep the attackers as far away from sight as possible. You want to limit the attacker's ability to gain control of portions of the map. The less map control attackers have, the less options attackers have. So sitting on sight and just sitting in the actual room of sight isn't enough. You need to keep them away from sight. So the way I do this with Lesion is I pick a part of the map and I put down my goos at all the points of entry for that part of the map, and I just kind of mark my territory and say, this area is mine. And anyone who's going to come into my area, I am going to know it. And with that warning from my goo mines, or if it's door or window barricades or a hatch, whatever it is, I'm going to know, and I can approach that fight the way I want to. So this first clip I really want to show you is from Consulate. It's on the cafeteria garage bomb site. Now, this clip and the next one are both in casual. I didn't want to spend forever trying to get clips of Lesion in ranked because Lesion is banned so frequently. But the strategy that I employ and my reasoning behind it still holds true, even though casual is fundamentally different than ranked based on the amount of time. So with this defense, I already know what my strategy is going in. I'm going to use my impact to make a rotate for team. I'm going to use another impact to make a rotate for myself, which you're going to see me use later on, and it ends up getting me a kill. And I'm going to use my goo mines to set up traps on all the entries to the rear portion of site. Spiral stairs, Visa stairs, 2 most important ones. The rest of my goos I'm going to use to kind of help the team and to kind of back myself up. So I'm going to, in addition to putting it on Spiral and Visa, I'm going to put one on yellow stairs. So that way, if the attackers decide to rush site or they're trying to get onto site from yellow, it'll at least slow them down for my anchors. And then the next few goos that I develop as the round goes on, I just kind of put around my area. So that way, if I do fall, at least I have left something behind to make things easier for my teammates. So right here, I'm just finishing up my prep phase. I got my reinforcements down. I'm going to toss down my last goo mine that I currently have on yellow stairs, and I'm going to get into position. My plan is to hang out underneath Visa stairs and to wait. You have to remember, as a defender, time is on your side. The attackers need to do just that. They need to attack. They need to be the aggressor. Now, in this situation, we're down 4v5. So I know I need to be smart, and I need to pick my fights wisely. So as I'm waiting underneath Visa stairs, I'm going to of course, develop more goos as the round goes on. Right here, I toss another one out. Now I'm able to lean out and toss that out safely because I have that visual indicator that my goo mine is still active on spiral stairs, so I know it's safe for me to kind of lean out and do that, which is something that Lesion has that other trap operators don't have. Ella's mines, you put them down, you don't see those through walls. Capcan's traps, you put them on doorways, you don't see those through walls, but with Lesion you do. So make sure that you keep that in mind and make sure you take advantage of that. So right here, I'm hearing somebody above me. I've been checking cams, I'm trying to get a feel for where they're pushing, and I still have little information. But not seeing them is information in itself. If I'm not seeing them on the cams where I'm looking, that means, well, they have to be where the cams aren't. So make sure you use that information when you're making decisions as well. So right here, I definitely know there's someone above me. I'm kind of waiting for them to push. They have to hit my goo mine to push me. I'm expecting to get into a fight, so I start tossing down the goos that I have, so that way if I do go down, at least I'm leaving that behind. I put one under the soft hatch. I put one on the door into sight, so if they get past me, at least they'll hit that. And this rook engages this sledge here on Visa Stairs. Now that Prisma tells me that they're going upstairs into admin. I do hear the hatch and I do hear them drop, but my brain just doesn't register it. Luckily, they didn't expect me there, so even though I missed my shots, I managed to get away because I kind of caught them off guard. But right here, this is where my rotate gets me a kill. I put myself in archives. Sledge is not expecting it, and now when Sledge breaks that hatch, not ready at all. Pick him off easy. Someone breaks that soft hatch. I put the goo under right here. And again, I potato my shots. I swear I hear someone to the left. I'm getting a little confused, but luckily, between the goo mine, me shooting at them, and then Rook is able to come up behind, clean up the kill. Easy. Spiral. Now, I have somebody coming down Spiral. My goo went off on Spiral. I approach it. I peek out. I miss most of my shots.
Blackbeard Spiral.
And it turns out to be a Blackbeard anyway. I do get him quite low, but I just straight up lose that gunfight. That was just poor aim. I think I mentioned earlier, it was a long day, so my aim just was not good, and my game sense just wasn't what it normally is. So for the rest of the round, I just end up hopping on cams, looking for something to give my teammates, and they end up cleaning it up for me. So right there was a round that I think is a perfect representation of why Lesion can be so powerful. I was able to shut down the entire rear portion of the site. Nobody was getting past me unless they killed me. And, I mean, I guess that kind of sounds obvious, but having all those goos around the map is just like having all these little alarm systems set up where I want them, and it makes it so that it's easy for me to protect my area and deny the attackers all that area that they so desperately want, because the more room they have on the map to play with, the more options they have to push the defenders and take us down. Now, on this next clip that I have for you, this is on Theme Park, which I know is not a competitive map, but again, I was just playing casual, and again, the strategy still holds true. So this is a 4v4. I have not really been talking with my teammates because I think everyone's solo queuing, it's casual, people aren't really doing a lot of talking, so I'm just trying to get a feel for what my team is doing. I kind of watch, see where they're putting down their reinforcements. I make a standard impact, rotate hole, I put down my reinforcement, and then I decide, okay, I'm going to go a little bit further away from sight than I did on my consulate hold. I'm going to try and hold the top of arcade stairs, the cafe, the bunks, and daycare area. I want to shut down this side of the map. That way the defenders... that way the attackers have less options of where they can push from. So I put my goo down on cafe stairs. I put one down near site to help out my anchors. I'm about to put one down at the bottom of arcade stairs. And then I can just kind of hang out. Again, you have to remember when you're defending, time is on your side. And the attackers need to do just that. They need to attack. Let them push you. But let them push you the way you want them to. And even if they don't, with the barricaded windows, with the barricaded doors, and with my goo mines, wherever they choose to push me from, I will have a queue. I will know. And then I will have a few seconds to make a decision of, do I take that fight, or do I fall back and go somewhere else? So right here, I'm just kind of hanging out. I'm waiting for something to happen. There is a chance that nobody will push from this side of the map, and as the round goes on and as it develops, I will change my strategy accordingly. Right here, I get droned out. I let Bandit know that I've been droned out, and I should have given Bandit a little more direction, but I was hoping by letting Bandit know that I got droned out that they would kind of just remain hidden. And then I have a goo that goes off on Cafe Stairs. Stairs. I decide, all right, I have Bandit right here with me. I'm going to approach this. Shield. The closer I get, I realize it's a shield. So I don't want to push that. I'm not sure if it's Blitz. I'm not sure if it's Monty. And I just don't want to get involved. So I kind of take a little quick peek. I don't see anyone. Bandit throws a C4 for some reason. I don't know. Bandit starts doing some crazy stuff. And quite frankly, at this point, I'm kind of baiting the Bandit. I'm hoping that this Blitz ends up pushing Bandit so then I can get them from behind. Now, eventually, Bandit does win out on this gunfight. But I don't really participate because there's no reason for me to. The Bandit's going to have a shield in front of his face. I mean, I know my aim's off. I'm not going to hit that tiny bit of him that's popping up over the shield. And right there, Bandit gets him, so I put a goo back on Cafe Stairs. And then, since the round is progressing, I start to get a little bit closer to site. Because now that it's a 4v2, we had 2 defenders off site, 2 defenders near site. If those last 2 push site and just manage to get in, me and Bandit are on the other side of the map, and we can't really help. So I start to make my way closer to site. Right here, I'm about to try and throw a goo mine underneath the hatch, but Valkyrie kind of runs in the way and gets hit, so it kind of just stays right there. And I'm making my way back onto site. Valkyrie gets picked off, and I'm just still trying to get a feel for where these attackers are coming from. Obviously, not a whole lot of communication. I get the call that there's somebody on hatch, so I try to get my goo down that I originally wanted to put down under hatch. And then I notice we only have 30 seconds left in the round. I don't really have to push. So at this point, you see I'm just kind of crouch walking around. I'm waiting. I know that they're near B because a couple of our defenders have been taken out from that direction. But I'm still not 100% sure. Right here, I'm about to peek, and I do something a little dumb here. I'm fairly certain that both attackers are in the same spot. So, assuming that one is hiding under cover, I toss the impact. They weren't there. They were in the other room. But there's so little time left that I don't need to push them. I wait, and the clock passes 0. The game's not over, which means they have to be planting. So then, I know I can push them because if they come off that plant, they lose the round. So they have to stick that plant. GG. So right there was a good example of how I was able to use my goo mines to hold a large portion of the map and eventually live long enough to put the round in our favor. So I hope seeing those 2 rounds and along with my explanation kind of helps show you what makes Lesion such a powerful defender. Now, again, both those rounds I just played, I was solo queuing, it was casual, and I wasn't exactly playing my best, but my goo mines and the way I held my positions put our team in a good spot. It helped our team get some kills. It helped delay a lot of time. And if you use that in conjunction with a whole squad of people actually working together, it doesn't even need to be Lesion holding those spots. You can set up an entire zone like that for somebody else and let them hold it. As long as there's that communication going on, you can make it work. Now, Lesion can be played in a lot of different ways. That's the way I think Lesion is most effective. Some people like to play Lesion as more of an anchor and just fill the bomb site with traps so there's like no way they can plant. But I think he's better as more of a lurker or an off-site anchor where, like I said before, you just kind of pick your part of the map, make your mark, and say, this is mine, and nobody's getting through. So I hope this was useful. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, please let me know. If there are any other operators or any other things you want me to try and get some footage of or try and explain or give you some tips on, please do let me know. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks. Bye.